Well, good morning. I have 10:30, so we'll go ahead and get started with class today. Props you may need, if you happen to have yoga blocks, you may want them nearby. If you don't have blocks, you could use books or something sort of square and solid. And there is a video, like kind of a props use video in Canvas if you want to kind of get ideas of what you can use at home without having to buy props. So today's class will be just a little eclectic mix of some of the common poses, and will be fairly short. We should finish within, 40 minutes or so. So to begin, either sitting on your mat or in a chair, whatever's best for your knees, in a way that just allows you to find an aligned spine so that you're lengthening through the torso, your heart center is open and shoulders down. If you could see yourself from the side, the ear would be stacked over the shoulder and the shoulder over the hip joint. And from that place of an aligned spine, just give yourself a moment with eyes opened or closed to just kind of scan your body, your mind, your breath, just to get a sense of your current state. Notice any areas of your body that might be looking for a little extra attention today. Check in with the quality, depth, and rate of your breath. And just notice what's occupying your mind, what thoughts happen to be kind of waving for your attention. And you're just being that casual observer as you slowly start to bring more attention to the rhythm of your breath, trying to establish a full and deep rhythm in and out through the nose. Allowing your inhalations to fill the belly, feel it expand, get that air in the deepest part of your lungs. And let your exhalations through the nose be just as complete, emptying the air out, and maybe even drawing the belly in to help push that final bit of air out. Your mind and your body tend to follow the breath. So we're using our breath as a tool to get us focused and ready to be present with our practice. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, it could be something as simple as joy. Set that intention. And to seal that intention, you can just simply bring hands together at heart center and gently bring your chin towards your chest, lengthening the back of your neck. Gently lift the head. You can relax the hands down to your lap or your knees. And as you exhale, just allow the right ear to drop down near the right shoulder, keeping the shoulders heavy. If you want a little extra, you could take your right hand, gently pressing, and maybe even press your left palm down into the mat. And bringing the head back up. We'll just switch sides so you can just start with it relaxed. And if you need that additional, use the left hand, press into the right palm. And release. Just gently place the fingertips near one another at the back of your head, very low on your head, almost the base of your skull. And that's just to support your head a little bit as you take your head up, gaze up, what feels right for you. Keeping your jaw closed to try to stretch some of these muscles along the neck. Keep the elbows wide. On your next exhale, just bring the elbows close, chin towards the chest, stretching the back of your neck. And bring the head back to neutral, reach the arms down. We'll make our way into a hands and knees position. And if you need extra padding for your knees, just take you can fold up another mat or blanket underneath the knees. Getting hips over those knees, toes tucked under, and shoulders over your wrists, spreading through the fingertips. And just continue gazing down at the mat. Taking a moment there to check in with the rhythm of your breath. I'm just going to check and make sure that my AirPods are still connected. Good, okay, great, okay. We'll just move through a couple rounds of cat-cow to just get some mobility, check in with our mobility of the spine. So as you inhale, lengthen the spine through the front body as you lift your gaze, lift your tailbone, stretching the front body again. And exhale, reverse that curve, draw the belly in, scoop the tailbone under, and gaze back at the thighs. Inhale again, move all the way from neutral into back extension position with the gaze lifted, tailbone lifted. Shoulder blades close. Exhale, keep pressing through fingertips as you reverse that curve, creating more space between the shoulder blades and rounding the back, belly drawn in. Come back to that neutral position. You can untuck the toes now as we open up through a little bit of a twist and shoulder blade stretch. So inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. And then as you exhale, take it behind the wrist of the right hand and bring your shoulder and left side of your head to the mat, walking the right hand out. Maybe shift your weight a little bit more to the left. Create a deeper stretch. Slide the right hand in slightly to help press you back up as you open up through the left hand and back to your mat. Same thing, other side. We'll inhale, lift up with the right. And then exhale, take it behind your wrist. Bring the shoulder, right ear to the mat, walking the left hand forward. And maybe just slightly shifting over towards the right, create a stretch around that right shoulder blade. Take the left hand in slightly, and as you press through it, you will lift yourself back up with the right hand to the sky and then to your mat. We'll do the same thing again, but option of adding the leg. You get a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. So you'll extend the left leg straight out from the hip, pressing the outer blade of the foot into the mat, or it's going to be on the floor. It's not gonna, unless you have a super wide square mat. Lifting that left hand up, it'll once again go behind the right wrist, and you'll walk the right hand out. Just notice where you feel that through the inner left thigh. Keep pressing into the outer blade of that foot, belly drawn in. Slide the right hand in slightly to help bring you back up. And bring the knee in, and the hand in. Same thing other side. You can just do the arm or add the leg by pressing the right outer blade of the foot into the mat, straight out from your hip. Lift the right hand up, and then exhale behind the left wrist, walking the left arm forward, and take some deep breaths into the right inner thigh, right shoulder blade. Nice. Left hand slightly so you can help yourself back up. Tuck the toes back under. We're going to walk our feet back. So look back and make sure your toes are kind of spread nicely on the mat. Walk the hands back. And we're going to possibly take a seat on your heels. This is a really good stretch for the soles of your feet and your toes. But if it's too much to completely weight bear through it, you can use your blocks or books on each side and kind of press into that to take some of the weight off of the feet. Otherwise, hands can be in the lap. And close your eyes and just breathe into the soles of your feet and your toes. Really great for those of you that are in confined shoes a lot of the day, or runners, helping kind of prevent plantar fasciitis. Great stretch to do on your own throughout the day, but we'll go ahead and move on to our next. So we'll walk the hands forward again. And we're just going to move into kind of a puppy dog, a modified downward facing dog. Opening up the lats, the latissimus dorsi, and upper back by walking the hands forward and starting to bring your chin towards the mat. So arms can be parallel, but if that feels a little too tense to the shoulders, take them a little wider, maybe as wide as your mat, as you bring the chin down towards the mat. Belly drawn in, hips high, over the knees, breathe into all those places, those yummy spots that need this range of motion, this stretch. You can even inhale slightly out of it and exhale a little deeper. This is always a great option instead of full downward facing dog for those that need a modification. And a good warm up for that as well. Start to lift the chest away, walk the hands back in so they are underneath your shoulder as we move into a traditional Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Knees and feet are hip width apart. Arms are shoulder width apart. Hands are on the mat, fingers spread. Initially, just lift the knees and just hover there for a moment, engaging the core. Feel the strong back, strong abdominals. And start to shift your hips up and back, your chest towards the thighs. We're going to keep the knees bent deeply and the heels high. Again, nice stretch for the upper back, shoulders, chest. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, we're just going to shift forward into a plank position, option of knees down. And we'll go back and forth a few times. So you could be doing puppy dog, or almost a extended child's pose, into modified plank or full plank, into almost like a chair pose in a 90 degrees opposite turn position. Inhale to plank, squeeze the thighs. Exhale, hips and knees bent, heels high. Again, inhale forward to plank, and exhale, bending knees and hips. From here, we'll start to take the heels towards the mat, knees a little straighter, and maybe the heels will float all the way down to the earth. Maybe the knees will be straight, but notice how when your knees bent, you have that nice aligned spine with the normal curve in your low back. As you straighten the knees, don't allow those hamstrings to pull you into a curved spine. You want to maintain the position that you had in the spine. Shoulders relaxed. Head can be heavy. Breathing into the back of the legs. Stay right here, or option of reaching the right hand to the outer lower left leg for a little bit of a twist. And then doing the same thing on the other side. So remember, this is a mixed levels class, so I try to offer options where you can make it a little more challenging or not as challenging, depending on what you need and your level. So please give yourself grace and do what's best for you. Nobody's watching you here. All right, we're going to start to now bend the knees and look towards the front edge of our mat as we walk the feet forward. Feet are going to stay hip width apart and just release into a nice, gentle forward fold. You can cross at the elbows and maybe even sway around a little bit. Wiggle the toes. Enjoy the blood flow to your brain and your eyes. Release the fingertips down. Feet are still hip width apart. We're going to start dropping the hips towards the mat a bit. This is going to allow us to more easily engage those core muscles, abs, obliques, back muscles. If you need a block or book, you can have that in front for support, or place the hands on the knees, but I want us to use the core and help us lift all the way up to standing. Bringing the arms overhead for a moment, then to heart center and by our side. So we're in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet can stay hip width apart, or you can move them a little closer to each other with the outer edges parallel to one another. New students, focus on alignment here in a moment. Advanced students, go inside your body. Notice where the energy is. One leg in your heart. Where do you feel that energy today moving? What does it feel like? Use your breath to send it where you need it. As newer students, will focus on even weight through the feet. Toes relax. Torso lengthening and shoulders relax. Shin parallel to the earth. Mountain pose, great place to come if you need a breakthrough while we're in standing poses. And just come to Tadasana until you're ready to continue. Hands come to heart center. We'll move through a little dynamic flow of Utkatasana, chair pose, option of just holding chair pose. So perhaps move the feet back to hip distance apart for extra balance. As you start bending into the knees, hand at heart center, hands at heart center, and hips are gonna go back. Thighs, let's don't go lower than parallel and maybe not even that low. But check in that you can see the tips of your toes. Don't want this, okay? Belly is drawn in, heart is lifting. You can extend the arms, palms face up, draw the shoulders down and back. And again, your choice is staying right here or a little bit of a dynamic flow. Exhale as you lean forward a bit, pinkies high to the sky behind you. Inhale, arms flow up by the ears. Exhale, back. Inhale, flow up. Keep the knees same distance apart as your hips and ankles. You can just do that a few times with your own breath. We'll do one more. And then hold your chair pose. Arms can be a little wider to keep the shoulders down or back to heart center. Squeeze the hamstrings, the glutes, and come all the way to standing. Arms by your side. Turning to face the long edge of the mat. Again, if you think you may want blocks, you could have them nearby, maybe one at each end where you'll be able to reach them along the way. And facing that long edge of the mat, we'll take a super wide stance. We're setting up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, right side. So teaching online, for some reason, I do the same side as you. In person, I mirror you, but anyway, doing right, you do right. So turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Back foot, maybe spin that heel out just a bit and let that front heel kind of line up with the arch of the back foot as you check that shoulders are stacked over hips, thighs are strong. With relaxed toes, take an inhale, reach out through the fingertips, arms parallel to the earth. And as shoulders stay relaxed, you'll bend into the left knee. The right knee. Now, this is fine, my knees over the ankle. But if you want to go a little deeper, you may need to increase the distance between the feet so the knee doesn't go out past the ankle. All right, I like to sometimes give my thighs a little bit of a roll out, keeping my knee lined up with the toes, shoulders stacked over the hips. And then you can gaze out over the right hand in Warrior 2. Again, your choice of building stamina and just holding this Warrior 2 pose, but through a little bit of a flow with Reverse Warrior. If you'd like that flow, careful with your balance and move slowly as you inhale into Reverse Warrior with a powerful reach up and back with the right arm. And exhale, forearm to thigh, left arm near the ear. Inhale, again returning to Reverse Warrior, stretching the right side. Exhale into an side angle. Once more, inhale to reverse. And exhale, forearm to thigh, holding it here for a moment, pushing that knee back. So even if you were in Warrior, we come here. Take that left hand to the sky, turn the palm back, and then bring it behind your back to find the low back, or crawl those fingers around to the inner right thigh and rotating over to gaze toward the left. Left hand reaches back up to the sky and let it pull you all the way up to standing as you straighten both legs. Bring the hands to the hips and turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. You can keep them there, or if available, take the toes in towards each other just a little bit and then engage the thighs. So still a really wide stance. This is where a blocks could come handy. We're going to be folding forward and you may want the blocks for your hands. So strong, straight legs, knees stay straight. As you exhale, think about just creasing right here at the hips, aligned spine, so we don't want to round the back, and start folding forward. Hands can either find the floor or block. As you inhale, think about lengthening from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone, lengthening and lifting through the legs. And as you exhale, you could walk the hands back a bit. Bring the crown of your head towards the earth. Enjoying the effects of gravity on the spine, but try to keep those shoulders from creeping up near the ears. Draw them away from the ears. On your inhale, start to lift the head away from the earth, walk the hands forward underneath your shoulders. Rotating a bit, left hand under the chest. Inhale, lift the right hand to the sky. Breathe as you reach to the fingertips and feel the twist through your spine. One more inhale is there, and as you exhale, you can look to the earth, place the right hand, and then inhale, opening up the left arm. Both feet are pressing evenly into the earth, knees are still straight. And exhale, both hands on the mat. To come back to standing, some of you may prefer bringing the feet in a little bit first with the heels in to drop the knees. Otherwise, strong legs, hands at the waist, powerful torso as you come all the way up to standing. We're going to set up for warrior 2 on the left side. So left leg spins out, knee and toes to the back short edge, right toes in slightly, heel lined up with back arch. Mentally check in that shoulders are stacked over hips and the toes are relaxed. And with those strong legs, reach out through your arms. Keep the shoulders down, bend into the left knee. The tendency is to start leaning left. So if need be, push that rib cage back so you stay vertical through the torso. And then you can shift. Knee over ankle. Back to reaching through the fingertips and gazing over the left hand. Tapping into that inner warrior. You can stay right here or flow with me, inhaling into reverse warrior. Nice stretch through the left side. Exhaling forearm to thigh. Right arm by the ear. Inhale, reverse warrior. Just lightly touching the right fingertips to leg. Exhale, forearm to thigh, powerful reach through the right fingertips. Again, inhaling, reverse warrior. And exhaling, angle. Right hand to the sky, palm faces back. And bring the back of the hand to the low back. Option of walking the fingertips around. She rotates slightly to the right. Right hand returns to the sky and helps pull you back up. As you straighten the legs, bring the hands to the waist. And we're going to bring the feet in just a little bit to prepare for triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. We'll start on the right side again. So spin the right leg out just like it was in Warrior Two, and the back foot in slightly. Legs stay straight throughout this pose, but still have heel aligned with back arch, so check that. Reaching out through the fingertips, just mentally check in that that kneecap is rotating out and pointing over the toes of your right foot. And there are variations of this pose. For today, we're just gonna take it here with straight legs, reach out through the right fingertips, and then just hinge at the hips. Imagine you're trying to keep the shoulder blades against the wall behind you, as well as the back of your left palm. Shoulders away from ears. You can look at the ground, you can look straight ahead. For a little balance challenge, you'll tuck your chin and you can look up towards that extended left thumb. Both legs pressing evenly into the earth, toes relaxed. For a little challenge, for a core, you could bring the left arm over near the ear and the right arm up. And then right arm down, left arm to the sky to come up. You could keep the arms out for a little shoulder work or bring them to the hips as we set up the other side. Encouraging but not forcing the torso towards the long edge of the mat with arms straight, legs straight. Relax the toes, lifting the arches of your feet. Lengthening through the whole body as you begin to reach the left. And slowly bring the hand, it could come to your block. Fingertips could come to the earth inside your ankle. And some of you may go flat hand. Keeping the chest open. Gaze where you'd like. Smooth, calm breath. Feeling the energy move through all limbs. Powerful pose of Utthita Trikonasana. Stay right here, or if you'd like that challenge for your core, you can bring the right arm over, left arm up. Still breathing. Left hand down, right hand pulls you up. Gonna stay here a little bit longer, but change up our feet a bit for a little reverse triangle. So take that right foot and move it toward the front edge, long edge of my mat a bit. Left foot moves over to the left a bit. That's gonna allow me to now square my hips towards the back short edge of my mat. You probably wanna shorten your stance a bit. You should be able to, without pain, rotate your torso to face that short edge of your mat. Both legs will stay straight. Take a deep breath in here. We're gonna start with just a little bit of a hamstring stretch in this forward fold here. So you can keep the hands here. You could bring them behind you and interlace. Keep reaching your chin towards your shin. Or place the hands on the floor and have them on blocks. Whatever you like that's supportive. Keep thinking about the crease at the top of your left thigh moving back towards what was our front edge of the mat. Come halfway up, hands back to the hips. Right hand to the mat or your block. Left hand rest on your low back. This may be where you want to stop in this pose, and that's fine. If you want to go into reverse triangle with or without the block, you can start to rotate your chest towards the left and reach the left hand to the sky. There are some other hand options. I'll just stay here for now. Still breathing, lengthening through your neck, your legs, your torso. One more inhale there. Exhale, bring the hand down. We'll just start walking the hands around to we're at the front edge. Bring the heels in a little closer than toes and drop the hips, hands to heart, and then press all the way up. Setting up for the other side, same poses, starting with triangle. To get a distance, you could take the arms apart, bend at the wrist, and where the fingers point is about where you want your ankles. Reach out through the arms again, palms facing the earth. And with front heel lined up with back arch, we'll keep everything strong, long, and straight as we hinge at the right hip. Bring the fingertips to your block or the floor. And again, pressing the shoulder blades against an imaginary wall behind you. Keep some weight under the base of your right big toe. Wait, we've already done this. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. Okay, come up. We're gonna go into reverse triangle and Parsvottanasana. So, apologize, a little extra Trikonasana for you in there. So we'll square our hips toward that front wall. To do that, you'll need to take the left foot over a bit. And so there's space between the feet, kind of like on railroad tracks. That'll allow you to, without pain, turn towards that front edge of your mat with both legs straight again. And take a deep breath in. You can take the arms out to the side and interlace fingers. Or keep them by your side to rest on your block as you begin to fold forward, reaching your chest and chin towards your shin of your right leg. You can even start with one hand position and then switch up to another. And then if you'd like to move into reverse triangle, bring the hands down, come up about halfway. And then either with your block or the mat, fingertips or hand on the floor. Right hand comes to rest on the low back as you encourage that crease at the top of your right thigh back. Stay right there or reach the right hand to the sky. Start to rotate your chest to the right. And you could gaze up at the extended thumb. For one more inhale there, and then exhale, release the hand down. Bend into the front knee, fingertips slightly forward. Step the left foot forward next to the right, and release into a gentle forward fold. As you inhale, come to fingertips by the toes into a halfway lift. Knees could be bent. You could have hands on a block. And as you exhale, bend the knees enough to take the hands down. Step one foot back and move the right foot over to the right. So left foot's back, right foot's to the right, hands on the inside. We're then going to release the back knee to the mat and tuck the toes. Take your right hand to the right inner knee and start to just pivot to the outer blade of that foot as you turn your body to the right. Bring the foot down. Take the right hand behind you. And you could just stretch there or see if you can bend the left knee and reach for the top of that foot. If you do, instead of keeping hips back, shift your weight. It's really above the kneecap, more on the lower quad, and bring your hips forward for a nice quad stretch. Releasing the foot, hand back to the inside. And finally, you can stay right here, or you can start to bend the elbows and come either forearms to a block or maybe to your mat. Relaxing the head. For a more dynamic pose, you can tuck the back toes under and lift the knee in lizard pose. If it's not already tucked under, tuck the toes of your left foot under, lift the knee, come back to your hands. For more support, left knee could lower as you bring your right foot back to plank. Either variation is fine. Left foot comes forward outside the left hand. Take a moment there to just let the hips sink. And then release the right knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. Left hand to the inside of the left knee as you roll to the outer blade and twist left. Foot is flat. Left hand back. If you'd like to bend the right knee, reach back for the top of that foot. Hips are forward. Maybe bringing the foot in a bit more for that quad stretch. Release the right foot. Hands to the inside. Knee up or down as you bring the forearms to your block or to the mat. Getting a really nice stretch, moving some fluids around in that hip joint on the left side. Relax your head, shoulders, and breath. If it's not already, tuck the right toes under, lift the knee, or keep it down, come to hands, and back to plank. One more downward facing dog, so hips up and back. Certainly feel free to bend the knees, lift the heels. And then lower both knees to the mat. Cross one ankle over the other as you walk the hands back. And find a seat behind your feet. Bring the legs forward. Get all that muscle out of the way as you find your sit bones, creating a nice strong torso. If you need to, soften the knees to allow for an aligned spine here. In Dandasana, take a couple rounds of breath. Virginia Shavasana A as we move towards our close. Just a few more poses. I'm gonna bring the right knee in close to the chest and then open the knee out to the right, sole of the foot inside of your left thigh. Left thigh is active, toes to the sky, not lazy. If you need support under the right knee, you could use your block or take the foot out a bit. Squaring your torso over that straight left leg. You could reach up for a little extra power. And then exhale, chest approaches the shin, kind of like we did in our standing. Forward fold. And bring the hands anywhere. It could be leg, be floor, could be foot. And inhale draws you away for a minute as you realign, draw the shoulders down and back. And your exhale as you surrender into your final expression on this side. You can stay right here for your stretch. You're going to still get the hamstring stretch, just a little different variation. If you need a challenge, stay, just walk the hands up, maybe bend the knee just to get placement on the bottom of the foot, and straighten the leg in the air, bringing the leg towards you this way. One final breath, exhaling, forehead towards the shin. And if legs in the air, release it slowly. Everyone can bring the right knee up, extend it out, setting up for the other side. So I will support this side. I actually have a torn meniscus, so remember, protect. One side of your body can be very different from the other, but we'll still rotate towards that extended right leg. Reach up if you'd like first, and then exhale strongly over that extended right leg. Knee and toes of the right leg towards the sky, powerful grounding to the earth. You can stay right there, or you can choose to come up and take the stretch in the air. Careful not to round the back if you're up here. You want to be strong through your spine, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, forehead to shin. And then if your leg's in the air, you can release it and slowly lower it to the earth. If you were folding forward, everyone's up. The left knee to the sky, extend it out. And once more, just find those sit bones. Finally, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold, reaching up with the arms on your inhale. And exhale, reaching forward with the whole torso. Align the neck with the rest of the spine as you inhale, that first thought of resistance. And then exhale, allowing the torso to perhaps approach the legs. If you feel strain in your back, bend the knees, maybe even support them with a pillow or block under them. Keeping toes to the sky, shoulders away from ears. As you inhale, begin to bring the torso away from the legs, slide the hands back. Make sure you have room behind you. As we come down onto our back, any props you'd like to have for your deep relaxation. You can hold on to the legs to help you down. Use your arms, or just simply use your abdominals, rounding out and slowly lowering, one vertebrae at a time. Once down on your back, reach through the fingers and toes like a lowercase letter L. Stretch and squeeze the muscles. And then exhale, hug the knees into your chest, forehead to the knees. Head back to the mat, arms out to the side. For a spinal twist, both knees will go to the left as you exhale. Slightly lifting up the left shoulder blade to spread out the upper back and gaze to the right. Gazing back to the sky, knees back to center, realign. And next exhalation, knees go to the right. Lift up the right shoulder blade to spread the upper back and gaze to the left. Inhale, head back to center and knees to center. Realign the spine, bring the feet to the mat. And then if you need something under the knees for your Shavasana, you'll take the legs straight. And maybe a blanket under the knees. Feet are fairly wide, about the width of your mat. Arms a comfortable distance away from your body with the palms facing up to the sky. As you just start to sink and surrender, letting the muscles completely melt into the support of your mat. No longer trying to control the rhythm of your breath. Just let it flow naturally as you soften through your eyes, your mouth, you unlock your jaw. In this deep relaxation, gives your body a chance to assimilate all that you've done in your practice today. So feel free to set a timer for about 10 minutes. That'll kind of go off with a nice gentle chime. Or if you're watching the recording, you can just pause me for about 10 minutes. So if you're not ready to come out of Shavasana, you can certainly mute me. But to guide you out of it, you'll want to just start slowly moving fingers and toes. Maybe deepen the breath just to feel those muscles around the rib cage and back and belly start to move. Turn your head softly side to side, noticing the clarity. And then start bending your knees to walk the feet in closer to your body. Gently roll to one side and just pause there for a moment with your head resting on your arms. And then press back up to a seated position where we started with an aligned spine. And keep your eyes closed. Just observe any difference now compared to when you started the class in the state of your mind, your breath, your muscles. Notice that any change that feels positive occurred because you were open to it and allowed it to occur by being present. If you'd like to, bring hands together at heart center and remember to thank yourself for making this time for self-care. And I thank you for sharing your time with me and your energy with me. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.